What's going on, guys? As you guys know and maybe can see as well, I'm currently in Cape Town, and to fund this trip we obviously need to actively trade. I'm looking for long positions on Ethereum. Let's dive straight away into the charts and let's see what are long ideas I'm looking to execute this week. My plan for Ethereum is quite simple. We can see that after this strong push to the upside, Ethereum started slow grinding towards the upside right over here. Now we know that many people always try to short every single sweep within this short grind to the downside. Every single time that we sweep the high and we get a bit of a break of structure to the downside, people start shorting the price of Ethereum over here with their stop loss above those local highs, targeting lower levels. Now, this often turns out to be fuel, in which what happens quite often after a slow grind like this is that we slow grind up, and at the end of the slow grind up, we get a very hard squeeze towards the upside. And this is definitely a scenario that I'm currently targeting for Ethereum. I'm still heavily bullish on Ethereum, higher time frame wise as well. Now, how are we going to execute a trading idea on Ethereum because of this higher time frame context? I want to see a sweep of the low right over here. This is where I think we have quite some liquidity resting. Now beneath that low is where we have this strong demand area for Ethereum right over here. I'm not going to set limits. Why won't I set limits over here? Because the Monday's high hasn't been taken out yet on Ethereum. And in order to have weekly statistics to line up with our long trading idea, we need Ethereum to sweep Monday's high first. Now, Monday's high is still quite far away, so I don't really necessarily see that happening. But what I can see, and this is to me quite interesting, is that Ethereum, more locally, had a sweep of this low. Now, by sweeping that low, price was engineering liquidity over here. Price swept that liquidity. This is where some orders got filled. Then we got a push to the downside. By sweeping this high over here, there was obviously liquidity being engineered over here. And now since we made a new low over here, the high that brought us to that lower low, aka the high right over here for Ethereum, becomes a significant high to break. So what I would want to see is for Ethereum to take out that local drawn liquidity right over here, followed by a strong push to the upside and a break of structure over here. If we get that push to the upside and if we get that break of structure, this is the moment where I will start looking for executions on Ethereum. You can simply, once the break of structure is confirmed, and we can only confirm a break of structure by opening and closing candles above this significant high. So no wick above that high, no candle close above that high, no a candle open and a candle close above that high. Once we do so, you can start market long Ethereum right over here with your invalidation right over here, because in that case, that's the low that started that impulse towards the upside that gave us the break of structure, and then we can target higher levels. Now, to determine the drawn liquidity and to determine the target on Ethereum, most people are obviously looking at this previous yearly high right over here. But you want to outsmart the retail traders. You want to be one step ahead of the retail traders. So what I always do, and this is a very simple trick to make sure that your take profit target doesn't get front run, but also to make sure that you know where other people are placing their stop loss and where the liquidity is actually resting, is that instead of the highest high, I always target the second to highest high. And this is also where we can see that price did a little bit of a sweep of the high over here, and then we got a major drop off to the downside. And I think above this local high over here, above this local little wick, I think there's a lot of liquidity resting for Ethereum. So with that execution, after the trigger that I just explained, and we target this high as our first round liquidity, we are looking at a beautiful RR trade of 3.5 for Ethereum.